All right, everybody, and with that, the wait is over. We have Mario Kart Wii for you in the pipeline with Karhuma. Take it away.
Yo, my name is Karhuma. I'm a Mario Kart Wii speedrunner and time trialer.
Hi, sorry, I'm Jacob, IDK Maniac Online, and I'm also a high-level time trialer in this game.
Yeah, and I'm Ikipik, not as high-level player, but I've been a long-time follower of Mario Kart and Karhuma. So,
All right. So, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. So the category we're playing today is 32-track 32-track no skips with items. Usually in this game you'd expect to see stuff like blue shells and lightning bolts. We are being boring today, although we have items on. We're actually playing with this item set called strategic items. What that allows is from 10th to 12th place you're guaranteed triple mushrooms, which makes for some interesting shortcut strategies that you can do. That's very unfortunate for him already. You can still chain to get those triple streams again, which allows you to take this ending shortcut on here. Let's see if he nails it first time. The chance he hits the pipes. He could be washed today. He could be washed.
That's still fine.
Yeah. No, you're doing okay to be fair. A couple of major things in this game, I guess. The first is rubber banding. So rubber banding refers to when the CPUs are kind of faster than you at the beginning of a race. So what happens here, and you'll see at the beginning of every race, we want to get away from the CPUs as fast as possible if we're not trying to get those triple streams to take a shortcut. You can see that even when Karhuma is ahead on the minimap here, all of the characters are going basically faster than you can ever drive. A little bit unfair by Miyamoto, but you know what? We take the wins when we can. Those bananas are close. And that is very unfortunate. So strategic items, you're less... Oh! And wow, good dodge. That's very unfortunate. So you wouldn't expect to see very many red shells in this game, but it is...
I mean, that's LC.
Yeah.
Can't do much about that.
Let's go. LC, first track, everybody.
Yeah.
Well done, Karhuma. Moving on to the second one, which is Moo Moo Meadows. We'll see these items come into play again around the very first turn. It's very common for the CPUs to be able to hit you from this first set unless you get lucky with a dodge item. The chance of you pulling what's known as a fake item box, which is the only item that you can get in first place which doesn't block a red shell or a green shell. There we go, it's got a green shell, so it's safe. And there is no items from the CPUs. So it should just be a case of playing this fairly easily around here unless he messes up. No, we're okay?
We'll see.
Perfect. Let's go for the first main trick of the game, which is a low trick, and he gets it. Well done. Good job, man. So a low trick, what happens in this circumstance is you want to get as little air in this game as possible. Whenever you get air, you travel slower than when you're on the ground. And by getting air, obviously that reduces the air time and makes you go faster overall. When you touch the edge of this ramp at the end of this track here, and also basically you want your bike to be halfway between the ramp and halfway between the road. Good job, 2 for 2, let's go. And then it's more, very well squeezed.
Nice.
Nice, good job, man. You want your bike to be half and half, and if you do it correctly, you're seeing Karhuma's nailing it here. And fingers crossed you can get a lap 3 here as well. Count might be in the way, but no, he's nailing it. Very good job. You'll see us only stop for mushrooms, as you can see, like obviously last track we went for mushrooms, this track we didn't. It only really makes sense when there is a big shortcut like the end of LC to go for. Ooh, oh, good job.
That's fine, yeah.
And that's Moo Moo Meadows, everyone. Let's go. This next track coming up is Mushroom Gorge, and there has been some major developments in the time trial scene of this track over the past year. Basically 10, 11 months. There's a guy called Flambam who is an insane player at this game and has developed what used to be a tool-assisted strategy only. He's actually known as outside drift bike tech, and what it allows for is some wacky sideways action. We're not going to be seeing that here, but if you are interested in the task side of things and some major developments, then obviously this game is online through Twitch and YouTube as well. Nice tonight. You'll see we've gone for mushrooms again. And you'll see at the end of this track is a gorge jump that we'll be going for. Hopefully Karhuma doesn't fail it. There's an old way to do it, which is by hopping, and then there is also a shroomless, sorry, shroomless, not shroomless, a hopless method. Let's see if Karhuma which one he goes for. Hopless method, perfect. And he barely maintains the track. Good job, man. Good recovery. He got unlucky with a bounce afterwards, which is why he almost went flying into the grass on the off-road there. But he did nail it. We'll see if he goes for what's known as a mushroom skip as well. So these bounce pads, these mushrooms, send you high into the air. You can actually skip the last one in the gorge that's coming up. Let's see if he goes for it. You do have to have a pretty precise line.
Yeah, we'll see if I go for it.
It's not always marathon safe, is it, Karhuma? But you were nailing it in practice, maybe?
Yeah, not with this.
Not with this. Not this lap. Maybe next lap. Maybe next lap. Good job, buddy. Mike, have you played this? Have you played this time trials?
I'm not.
You're
not too much. I mean, I have, but not really. I'm not too good at it.
No. This is one of my worst tracks, to be fair.
It is.
Yeah. Especially with the new strategies with the outside drift bike.
Yeah, that's just insane. Yeah. I mean, I can barely do the gap jump normally.
Let's see if Karhuma gets the not in line for the mushroom skip. Can he make it 3 for 3? Good job. Very well done. So the next track coming up is TF, or Toad's Factory, and actually there's a massive benefit in this game called TF physics, which is what we used in lap 1 and lap 2 there in order to make it over that gap jump at the end without having to hop.
And you'll be seeing it on the shortcut on this track, hence the name TF.
Exactly. So TF physics refers to when your bike, basically, you can flick the control stick from right to left or from left to right very, very fast. Let's see if he hops around his stompers. Very well done. So you flick your control stick from one direction to the other very, very fast. And if you do it correctly, you can basically just gain massive airtime if you're going over a ramp or kind of from one gap to another. We'll see if he nails it over this lake shortcut, which used to be only done with a shroom until about 2010, and now 2012. 2012? Oh, I'm mistaken. Let's see. Beautiful. That's exactly what you expect, and line up perfectly with pads. Yeah, we'll clap for that. We'll clap for that.
Yeah. Well, that's fast enough for the cycle here.
Let's go.
Actually...
Oh, we almost got stopped by the stompers. So you can see these stompers.
We good.
Nice. These stompers, the boxes on this course, conveyor belts, everything like that is based on cycles in this game. So you can pretty much guarantee that whenever you are playing a track and in the speedrun and in time trials, it's all on the same cycle. So it's very easy to practice as opposed to online where stuff is actively chasing you potentially. Let's see if he nails it for lap 2. Let's go. Good job. And then this low trick coming up here at the end. Oh, he does it. He fails the low trick there. I think he got it lap 1 though, and we'll
got it lap 1.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets to lap 3. This low trick works slightly differently to the one that we said on Moo Moo Meadows. Obviously, we still want to reduce the airtime in this game to go fast, but this low trick, basically what you want to do is hop at the very bottom of the ramp and get a hop trick in order to be able to get as minimal airtime as possible on that ramp. We'll see if he comes up to it lap 3. Well, these conveyor belts here as well to note are also on cycles. Oh, that's an unfortunate placement. Oh, can he recover it? Well recovered, well recovered. Does he make the low? Nice, yes, good ending to Toad's Factory. Let's go. Very, very good.
All right, and that's Mushroom Cup done.
That is the Mushroom Cup. That's the first cup in this game. So this game has
8 cups.
8
cups.
That's bad, isn't it? I've been playing too much Mario Kart World. So this game has, 8 cups, and that's the first one done, Mushroom Cup. We're coming up to the Flower Cup now, which is, the first one is obviously Mario Circuit. What we want to do here is try and get mushrooms, or what's known as a shroomba. So when you get, not mushrooms, green shells. Nobody's corrected me. Green shells, good first ball. Oh, I like greens, unlucky. What we want to do with the green shells is snipe the Goombas that you see on the ground. Whenever you see a Goomba, you're able to snipe it with either a green shell or a red shell, but in first place you can only get greens. And whenever they get sniped, they drop a mushroom. So you'll see if they're on the right path, Karhuma will be able to snipe it and save a little bit of time, fingers crossed. Can he get this first one? Beautiful, very well done. And then we're just going to be cycling for more greens, and he's got perfect RNG there. Can he make the second one? Slow down a little bit, but still saves time. Good job. Good job. You'll see his chain jump as well, we're going wide for. There is a strat where you can actually go off the ramp to the right. Is it the right?
To the right.
I don't know my left and right, so I don't know how many cups there are in this game, but we're nailing it. You can go off to the right of the chain jump and basically get some airtime to make the ramp shroomless, although it doesn't save any time and it's not really marathon safe. Does he get it again? Beautiful. Long range snipe on the Goomba there. And again, he's getting perfect RNG. I can't do this in my runs. What button do you have to press to get greens every time?
Good luck, I guess.
Is he going to do one more at the end? Let's see. Oh, he goes for it. Beautiful spin drift. That was awesome. And that is Mario Circuit. Let's freaking go.
Really good. Really good.
Good job, Karhuma, so far.
Thank you, thank you.
Is some PB pace for you?
Maybe.
Maybe. Ooh.
We'll see.
Ooh, okay. The next track coming up is Coconut Mall. If you play this track, let's get this game, you'll know an infamous shortcut that we can do. Obviously, this is no shortcut, no glitch, so we're not going for that. But you can basically go through the off-road or through the out of bounds using something called, what are they called? Vertical walls? Horizontal walls?
I don't know what you call that.
I think it's called horizontal walls, and you can basically clip out of bounds and go through the parking lot. We're not going to be doing that here though. We're going for something called Infi Trick. Let's see if we can get some. He doesn't even go for on lap one.
For lap 1, it's not worth it because of the cycles, so it's actually not. You don't actually have to be too good.
Okay, let's see if we go through on lap 2 and 3. I mean, this
Go for this
here
one,
is
though.
Infi Trick. Perfect, that's what we do. What we do there is called an Infi Trick because it was popularized by a player called Infi back in the early days of this game. Infi has not been seen in the community or heard from in over a decade. So if anyone spots him, let us know. I'd like to get in touch, please. Infi tricks, what happens is you go for a sideways trick very fast as you're going off one of these planters or fountains in the middle of the track here.
Nice trick.
Nice. You got to stick to the end of the
Yeah,
banner.
that was actually not bad. All right, here we go.
Here we go. There's one beautiful. Oh, unlucky. Let's see lap 3 if we can get that better.
Yeah.
Good job. The other thing to note on this track is the end of the end of each lap. There is car cycles, which, like Toast Factory, like Movie Highway and such, they're based on cycles. So you'll know very easily if you play this game a lot whether what cycle you're on and what boost panels are therefore easiest and most convenient to hit.
You're too slow!
There is time for a couple of donations here if you want to. 10,000. Wow.
Can I jump in with the donation real quick?
Absolutely, go for it.
Because we just broke the $10,000 mark in donation.
Let's go.
Woo! And putting us over the edge was a $103 donation from Tompa saying, "Did I hear the smell of 10K?" And yes, you did, good sir. And he also donated money towards the ESA Drippy Goosebird shirt and the ESA Summer 2025 event shirt, as well as the Final Fantasy VII Yuffie and Bike Glitch. And just as a small reminder, if you are donating any amount of money to ESA during this event, please put your money towards one of the rewards, one of the targets, or one of the polls, or even all 3 at once. And all of your money will help us make the runs even more interesting during this event.
Thank you very much. What an amazing target to hit, my goodness. Right, here we go. On to what's known as DK Snowboard Cross, DK Summit if you're a filthy American. Thankfully we are not, we're in Europe, so we're going to call it DK Snowboard Cross. And what you'll notice here is the introduction of blue zippers on the side of the track. These are very helpful. They give you speed boosts, you can trick off them, and some tracks they are more helpful than others, and this is one of the tracks where they are the most helpful. Unlucky with the mode there.
That's fine.
Fingers crossed this for the double shortcuts. Oh! Unlucky,
It's
unlucky.
only minimal time loss.
We'll see whether you'll be able to do that lap 2 and 3. The good news is that you'll avoid the Shy Guys very easily, or not. Ooh!
Yeah, they're coming already.
Good recovery on the last turn, though. The good news is the Shy Guys on this track are also on cycles. And if you're on a very fast pace on lap 1 and you get the double cut absolutely perfectly, you can hit the Shy Guys, kind of unavoidable to hit the Shy Guys on a fast pace. The other thing here is the moguls. So the big thing, these tricks coming up just here that Kuma's going over are called moguls, and you can get very low tricks if you do them optimally. Let's see the double shortcut lap 2. Oh!
That's not good.
I said filthy Americans, but I mean this guy is not much better. Good news once again, Shy Guys. Oh!
Yeah, this is not good.
Did you practice at all, or is this?
Maybe I didn't.
Let's see if he's going to be able to nail
They
this
just
double
nailed
cut.
the factory at least.
If you nail this double cut, I will donate $10 later today.
All right.
Do you want to jump in with 1 or 2 donos?
I can definitely go ahead and do that. I just want to remind everybody that we are here at ESA in Malmö right now with our summer event in the year 2025. And we are raising money for Alzheimer's Fund.
Sorry.
Okay, that should be fine.
Hey! Good job, sorry.
Alzheimer's Fund is the national Swedish fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. So if you are donating money towards that, all of that will of course go towards Alzheimer's Fund, but you can also reward your or put your money towards some rewards, as some of our awesome t-shirts, as Tomba just did with his previous donation, where he just got 2 t-shirts with 1 donation. So, you know, if you are inclined for some new wear, go ahead and donate money towards Alzheimer's Fund, please.
Awesome. Okay, now we are on to Warriors Gold Mine. Now, you noticed the introduction of blue zippers on the last track, and they were very, very helpful. This one also has blue zippers, just absolutely useless. They are far out, and unless you're online and going for items, we just won't touch them. That's good game design. The other, obviously, good game design is ultra shortcuts in this game, of which there is one on this track. Again, this is a no shortcuts run, no skips run. And I was just waiting to see if he goes for the wall bounce. He doesn't go for the
Not with that angle.
Not with that angle.
Lap.
But there is a strat coming up here. Does he go for the detach? He does. Beautiful, absolutely beautifully executed. So what you can see on the downhill slopes of this track is what's called sticky road, where you are basically stuck to the track, and it actually loses time to like obviously go down and then back up. So what you want optimally is to just go straight and basically diagonal to the road, so you land as far forward as possible, and that's what we do with that detached ground.
Yeah.
It's fastest.
Crazy that it took them 13 years to figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's because Nintendo put an intentional shortcut to the right, and we went, nah, we're okay, thanks.
I'm not gonna.
We'll invent our own methods. We'll invent our own methods.
Yeah.
Let's see if he gets a lap 2 here. Beautiful, very, very
Banana.
consistent. Oh, good dodging, good dodging. The other thing as well, minecarts on this game and on this track are on cycles once again. But if you're doing okay, you don't have to worry too much about them here. It's the only thing that's on cycles in this track. Oh, okay. See if you use a trap in you today.
Yeah, they're really on.
And then obviously the bats as well are on cycles. So on time trials, you do just shroom through the bats.
Yeah.
But obviously this is shroomless. Let's see if he goes for wall bounce here.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Beautifully executed.
There we go.
There we go. And what we do there is we basically go into the wall to minimize the airtime once again. Doesn't go for detach lap 3.
Yeah.
Avoids the minecart. Beautifully done. And that is coming up to the end of Warriors Gold Mine. Beautiful. Good job. The next track coming up here is Daisy Circuit, and there's one thing really to mention here, which is what's called QM. Now, QM in this game is kind of like human RNG. It actually stands for quantized movement, and it depends on what you're basically.
We just call it RNG, I guess.
We call it RNG, yeah. Basically, the game puts you on a sub-pixel within the game that the human can't control. So essentially, it allows you to get more airtime, less airtime. It allows you to do certain tricks like clipping poles and such. And the only thing that we want good QM for is basically that shortcut there that we just did shroomless. You can actually clip off the coping. Not clip, sorry. You can get airtime off the coping and save a little bit of time. It's still faster to do that even with bad QM, but it's definitely worth noting. The other thing, of course, is the cones. As you see, he just hit a cone on the final turn, well, second to last turn there, and the cones can actually stop you dead in the tracks. They are a bit tricky, especially in time trials. So we'll see. We usually avoid them during the tunnel section. Yeah, bad QM. We usually avoid them during the tunnel section. But if you are in a drift and you clip to the very edge of it with your elbow, you can actually just completely come to a standstill, which is obviously not what you want in a speedrun. It is kind of fun to troll people online doing that, though. I think it's time for 1 or 2 donos here if you want on the third lap here. All what it seems, I'm carrying ESA. Let's go. Oh,
there
okay, that was good. That was good QM. There we go. Let's see if he gets knocked by the cones on to. Let's see. He avoids them in the tunnel. The third cone around the turn here is the most tricky one. Some people just avoid them all together.
Just do those 2.
There we go. Beautifully done. Let's see if he hits. Yeah, perfect. That's a very clean Daisy circuit. Congratulations. Next track coming up is Cooper Cape. So Cooper Cape is great. I love this track. I've time trialed this a lot, and I'm, dare I say, decent. Let's see if Karhuma's good, because he's going to go from strats here. The first one is what's called a Shroomba. We didn't see this in Mario Circuit. And what you do is you, again, get a green shell in hopes to snipe a Goomba. Now see if he gets a green shell here to go for a lab 1. Oh, unfortunate RNG. We'll try and see if we can cycle through the items.
More chances,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've got plenty of chances. Cycle through the items to go for a green shell to snipe that Goomba. The benefit of this track to get a Goomba snipe is that you can actually save more time than on Mario Circuit. So on Mario Circuit, you snipe the Goomba and you stay on the road because there just is no Goomba in a spot that's
nice.
Than that.
All right, we got it.
Let's see if we can get this sideways track here. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'll explain that trick shortly here. So a Shroomba on this track saves more time because the Goomba is placed in a spot on the track that is right in front of an off-road. Whether that's intentional or not, we like to think it is, unlike the ultra shortcuts. But let's see if he can get this Shroomba coming up, and then I'll explain the reject road, which is what happens in the tunnel. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we're going to be cycling through items again in order to do that lap 3 if we can. Now, speaking of this tunnel coming up, on the tunnel of this track, you can get reject roaded, which is what we refer to as the top of the tunnel. So when you touch the top of this tunnel or the side of this tunnel, you can actually get rejected like this. Beautiful, and again. And what that allows for, that was beautifully done. And what that allows for is the bike to have more speed than if you were just to go straight. So the maximum speed in this game for Funkicon the Flame Runner is 120 km or units of speed. That actually shoots you up to potentially 185, I believe, if you are able to do it optimally, which game has done 2 times in a row, which is beautiful. Beautiful green. Let's see if we can get it again.
There we go.
Good RNG. Beautifully done, beautifully done. Again, this is another low trick here. Oh, unlucky. Hopping over the ramp, not ideal. There's plenty of strats as well on this course that are done in time trials that are not done in marathon. It all comes down to, again, QM, which is human RNG. You just can't do it consistently, so there's no point in going for it.
I'm not going for
That's unfortunate. 2 for 3 though with two Shroombas is very, very nice.
Going for zappers.
Beautiful. And that, everybody. Oh, he almost threw it away. That is Cooper Cape.
It's fine.
You have time for a quick donation?
Yeah.
Go ahead. We have $10 from Eromi. Thanks so much for your contribution. And we have also $25 from Lozzie saying that double deserved the dono. Putting it towards both the Streets of Rage 2 Character Select Excel target, as well as the Final Fantasy VII Omni-Slash finisher. So please do remember that Final Fantasy VII is coming up in about 2 hours-ish from now, and there are a lot of targets that we want to hit for that particular one, because it is going to be a long one, and it is going to be a great one, and can be even better if you can see all those targets getting met for it.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is Maple Treeway, everybody. This is what's lovingly referred to as the custom track of the game, because this is full of absolute...
One of the jankiest tracks.
Yeah, it's full of jank. This game is janky anyway. If you've seen stuff like Run Volcano, Ultra Shortcut, a load of ultras, stuff you can clip poles, there's so much jank in this game, but this track is...
Alright, check this out.
Throwing it back, okay. Oh, okay. If that hit you, I would have lost so hard. So the thing that we go for here is, the main thing at least, is leaf piles. So on this track, there is a couple of spots where you can hit leaf piles, and then we'll drop items. The items that shoot out of these leaf piles can range from a banana, a mushroom, or a star. There's only 2 spots on this track, 2 leaf piles on this track, that can drop a star, and only 1 which is somewhat useful, which is just to the left here. The wiggler's in the way this lap, so we don't go for it. But when Karhuma goes through these leaf piles, he either has to be very wary because there's going to be a banana popping out, and has to have quick reaction times in order to, fingers crossed, not hit them. Oh, unlucky.
Do we dare?
Talking about the bananas coming out of leaf piles.
Alright, there we go.
There
That
we
hits
go.
the CPU, let's see.
If you see Funky Cheer, that green shell would have hit a CPU.
Yeah.
Ike, have you played this one?
Yeah, I believe it's on.
Yeah?
Well, up there on tracks, obviously.
Okay. But have you got a good time here?
I'm not good at the
man.
game.
No, this track has been dominated by a single player pretty much for its entire life.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I can't remember the guy's name.
Demon.
Demon. That's
Shout
what
out to Demon.
Oh, nice little luck.
That was nice, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Demon. He has taken this track and absolutely ran with it. And it's awesome. Let's see if we can
And
get...
that's how you do the section.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Is he going to snipe again backwards? Oh, he does. Okay. Just showing off a bit of skill here. Showing off a bit of skill. Beautiful. And
Okay,
I was about to say
take a
that-
little journey there.
I was about to say it's done perfectly, but I guess not. that is Maple Treeway. So what the custom track of the game. Now moving on to one which is arguably more broken, which is obviously Grumble Volcano. If you played this game online, especially when it first came out, you'd have seen people going backwards on this track, and for good reason, because there is a rock to the left as you start here, which you can drive around and just get the laps count 3 times. You can get basically 25-second times on time trials without much effort. But online nowadays, that glitch is banned, especially with the custom servers and stuff. And so
You would only see that done in online like over 10 years ago.
yeah, back in 2008 or 2008 to 2014 when the server was shut off, you'd see that done online, and it really annoyed me because I really like this track.
I mean, it's a really good track.
Yeah, it's a good track, but nobody appreciates it because they're like, oh, big shortcut. But this track, aside from the ultra shortcut, also has a couple of other shortcuts which we're obviously not allowed to do and not have to show off because of the no shortcuts category. But there is a rock hop, which I'll point out when we're coming up, and it'll be on the right of the screen. But for now, we're just going to try and get there and notice the low tricks that are happening. So the low tricks on these ramps are very finicky. They are a combination of the road going up to them and the road after them makes it kind of impossible to do consistently well. Obviously, there are people that can do it well, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal. So Karhuma's doing very well. You also see lap 3 here as we cross the start line here. There is much less road than there was on lap 1 and 2, and that's because the rocks to the side of the tracks are literally falling off. It's another cycle-based thing in this game, and it does make it more tricky on lap 3, but a skilled player like Karhuma should be okay to not fall off. And now you're going to fall off for me, aren't you? It's always called me
There's curse.
yeah. He will stay on the track. He has to stay on the track now.
I think we have time for more donations.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, what up?
Absolutely. We have $50 from Abel saying, love seeing my Mario Kart representation at ESA. As great as it is seeing a glitches/shortcuts showcase, I really appreciate no skips categories like this one. Shoutouts, Karhuma, keep going, and well done.
Thanks, Abel.
We also have
Shout out to
$15
Abel.
from Anonymous saying, love the marathon, keep up the great work. And while we do really appreciate the donations, please everybody remember, if you donate, put it towards a target, a reward, or a poll, or even all 3 at once, because we have a lot of great stuff lined up for the upcoming ones that we do want to see the runners do. So please, if you keep your donations coming, but also take that extra little bit of time to put it towards one of those 3 so we can get all these men right here on stage.
Beautiful. Now this is DDR, and there is a couple things to point out which I will run through very quickly as we're passing them on lap 2 here. But the main thing to note is these sand cycles. They are going to be in the way lap 3, so we're going to be alternating lines. But for lap 1 and 2, they should be A-OK. Beautiful. Okay, so as we're going into lap 2 here, the first thing to note is the first turn here. We're going for sand hop, and what you do is you hop over this first patch of sand. You can usually do it shrimless if you're... Nice, so you didn't lose time. Second thing is Pokey, sometimes in the way. He's avoided that amazingly. Next thing is these pillars coming up. Sorry for talking so fast. You can low trick these pillars, which are beautifully done by Karhuma there, which save time. The bats are in the way too, and then this wall glitch is coming up. What you do, wrap around the wall by sticking to it. Lovely Mario Kart Wii physics, and then once again these sand cycles and Pokies are again in the way. Will Karhuma go for what's known as a tomb exit? He doesn't avoid them. What you have to do out the tomb exit is to basically hop off the side of the ramp and then get a wheelie off the very edge of the road. Very risky, but if you have a good alignment, it does save a little bit of time. And then we're going to do it all again for 3 laps in a row. Beautiful sand hop. Nice recovery. These pillars now on the ground, so we can take that one. Banana is slightly in the way, and he avoids the
I guess I'll
low
hop
trick.
over it. Yeah. Play safe.
Absolutely. Sometimes those pillars, if you don't hop in the correct way, or an unfortunate fail on the wall glitch there as well, if you don't hop in the correct way, those pillars can send you absolutely flying into the off-road. Literally unavoidable sometimes. But Karhuma has done a massive, amazing job of saving the run here.
I'm going for this now.
Okay, and this is what's called the shroom. Oh, okay. Almost, without losing speed. Good job. That was DDR, and that was one of the probably more technical tracks in the game, so I'd like to give my boy Karhuma here a hand if that's okay. Let's go. Now, Moonview Highway, which is the track coming up, is the main thing to note is car cycles. Now, I didn't want to say this, but Karhuma absolutely blundered this one when we were in practice, so there is no pressure here now. However, if you do know the car cycles, then you are able to just essentially drive without too much effort. The main thing to note is the trucks. There's going to be a truck at the end of lap 3 on one of the penultimate turns, which will allow you to, if you want a fast cycle, you have to slow down for it. Other than that, we're pretty much home and dry. So I feel like there is time for a couple of donos if there is a few queued up.
Any donations?
Any donations? Oh,
I got it.
No, he's blundered again.
We have $1 from JDOS saying, sending love to Karhuma, the couch, and the wider ESA community. Great commentary from Maniac. Good luck with the rest of the run.
Thanks so much. Don't hit the bombs. Ooh,
Yeah, we're still fine.
nice.
Chain?
Nice. Okay, so what Karhuma's then done there is what's known as a chain wheelie. So in this game, nice. Every 3 seconds, there is an opportunity for it. Oh, yep.
Cycles are messed up now, so we just gotta hope we don't hit any more cars.
It was a commentator's curse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's known as a chain wheelie. So every 3 seconds in this game, obviously the reason we use bikes is because they can wheelie. And every 3 seconds that wheelie drops. That was a weird trick. Bit of a task strategy there. Every 3 seconds the wheelie drops, and what you can do is press. Nice snipe. He knows what he's doing. It's like he plays this game a lot.
It's almost like he knows what to do.
Not with a car cycle though.
No.
Yeah, so what you do is you press the wheelie button as the wheelie ends, and what you do is you just chain the wheelie. So you can lose between, if you do it optimally on 1 frame, you can do you lose 3 units of speed, I believe, and then you can also lose up to 14, I think. We have no idea. We have no idea.
No.
We don't know what we're talking about really. So you can lose up to however what did you say?
But I don't know. I didn't say anything.
You can lose a lot of speed if you don't get it optimally. But you'll see when Karhuma's at the end of his wheelie, he'll be doing that a lot. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, so this is Bowser's Castle Wii. So this is one of the most technical tracks in the game. If he gets everything flawlessly here, this will deserve a round of applause, I think.
Yeah.
The main thing to note is the low tricks and basically the abundance of ramps on this course. What you want to do is to get obviously minimal air, so you'll see coming up here, we don't go for a trick off of these blue zippers.
Except the second one.
Except the second one, so we can do this. Beautiful. Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Knock back a tiny bit. What you want to do there is try and get the trick off the second. Dude, I thought you were going to snipe yourself there. The other thing as well is these geysers that are coming up at the end. These are, again, cycle-based. So if you are doing well, you can be on a good fast cycle. Let's see if you get some good tricks. 3 tricks on
nice.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I couldn't do it that well.
Not me neither.
There's a reason he's sat in that seat and we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, usually we cycle for green shells, but on this course there is not really anything you can snipe. Obviously there's the swamps that come down, but they're really not in the way. And you can't even snipe them if you were. And we don't really run into anything. So it's pure driving, which is, if you're good at this game, quite fun. Let's see if he gets this better. Oh, doesn't get the trick. Let's see if we can get a lap 3 perfectly, which is...
Get it perfect.
Yeah, I believe in you. Beautiful. There might be time for 1 or 2 donos here again if there is any.
I just want to remind everybody that if you donate money towards, which you haven't since the last red donation, boo-hoo-hoo, don't forget to put them towards polls, targets, rewards, all 3 of them. Doesn't matter. We take all of that because for the big Final Fantasy VII run happening later today, I know it's a couple hours still, but the sooner we get that met, the more we can appreciate it when it happens. We still need a lot of money towards the Omni Slash finisher, the Aqualung song, the Aerith final fight, and the Yuffie and White glitch, which all have some money put toward them, but we still need quite a bit more. So don't sleep on it. Get those donations in now, so we do know that they will happen and we can all appreciate it during the run that Seal will be doing later today.
Perfect, thank you. The other thing to note on this track, that's unfortunate. The other thing to note on this track is this has actually had a recent, very significant world record. So this actually had the first 219. The reason that's significant is because the longest time was at 220.001, which is the world record in time trials, and it actually got tied a couple of weeks back with another 220.001. So there was clearly a mental barrier within the community. A guy called Nugget from Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he managed to get it with a 219.8, so a significant cut.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Nugget because he has pushed that track, and him and Zeke, especially on that track, have pushed it to a point where I'd never be able to touch it.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
2 Japanese goals.
Exactly, yeah. So this is Rainbow Road. Everyone knows Rainbow Road, right? Do you know Rainbow Road? Yeah, okay.
Actually, one of the worst tracks, but on this game, it's actually not that bad.
Worst track? Nah, I don't believe him. He's chatting. The thing about Rainbow Road is it's very fast-paced. There's loads of areas where you can just simply fall off if you don't know what you're doing. And we'll see that because Karhuma does not know what he's doing. In fact, he did hit this wall. Let's see if he does it perfectly. Amazing, good job, man. Again, on this track, there's been a major development on this course in the past year. The first 3-for-3 Rainbow Road glitch has been hit by a guy named... No, nobody knows. First 3-for-3 Rainbow Road. Obviously, a couple years back, you might have seen in literally mainstream news, which is unheard of in this game.
Owen Smith.
That's the one, Owen Smith. I literally watched it live. That's kind of embarrassing. Oh well. Owen Smith hit the first 3-for-3 with what's called an ODB clip. ODB stands for outside drift bike, and what you can do is some wacky things on this game with outside drift bike. Is what's allowed for development on ODB tech, so outside drift bike tech on Mushroom Gorge, which I mentioned earlier, and then what is also known as ODB clip, an outside drift bike clip. What you do is you drift into a wall and essentially get flung up without much effort. It is a bit precise and very luck-based. But Owen Smith, the GOAT, he put so many hours into this track, along with, we all put hours into this game, really, don't we? Too many hours. But Owen Smith was able to get the first 3-for-3, which is awesome, and then that was matched by playing Beanzard, and other people are also going for a 3-for-3 time. Just because it's basically a free world record. If you want a free worldwide top in this game,
Yeah.
Three worldwide tops in this game, this is the track to do it on. Go search up ODB clip of Rainbow Road, and you'll find it. But shout out to Arthur as well, who was the first one to make the glitch before the ODB clip, which
Back in 2020.
Exactly. It's done with a Quacker, which is a different vehicle in this game, and Arthur was able to do that before the ODB clip, which is, in air quotes, easier. It's slightly more consistent, but yeah. I missed that boost time at the end, but good job on not falling off. I think that deserves a round of applause. We are halfway through the game. Good job. Next up is Peach Beach. This is the first retro track of the game, so we've done all the nitros. Retro tracks of the game. These ones are full of basically more enemies, is the main difference. I prefer to play retros as well. I don't know about you.
No.
Yeah, retro.
Yeah.
I prefer the nitros.
Okay, so we're out of the bad part. So you'll see coming up we have Cataquax. What Karhuma's going to do is try and get a green shell potentially just to defend himself a little bit. Perfect, just in case they're in the way. But or not, he just throws it away. What you can do is snipe these Cataquax if they are in the way. I think he was going to play it safe by just going around and hopping around them, which is, way easier and more marathon safe, I will say. But he's washed, so we'll take that.
Nothing you knew about it.
Yeah, exactly. If you get lucky though, these Cataquax will target the CPUs on lap 1 and 2. Yeah. So they actually won't be able to...
Didn't avoid that.
Do we boot that?
Don't go for me.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Run
No,
stay.
not again.
Run stay.
That's insane.
Ah, we're good, we're good. That's all that matters.
Okay, so that's an example of what gets if you're.
Let's just
unlucky.
get first
Yeah.
place. How about that?
If you get lucky.
Alright, triple shrooms, here we go.
Nice. If you get lucky in this game, they'll do that to CPUs on lap 1 and 2, which means they'll be out the way for you and take better lines lap 3. Let's see if he gets another shroom here. Perfect. The target now is to get first place. Can Karhuma do it? It's going to be a close one, I think. We might have to snipe Koop at the end. The catwhacks are over. He's in second place. And then Waluigi's got the thing. He missed the chain.
Is he gonna rubber band?
Yay! Good recovery. Good recovery. I can't believe that catwhack.
That was brilliant.
I've never seen it chase someone for that long before.
Alright, this is a very boring track, so if any donations for free.
I know I keep harping on about this, but we have Final Fantasy VII coming up later today. And, you know, I might be biased, which I am, but it's also the next one with unmet incentives. So please, everybody, get your donations in for those. And one thing that I keep forgetting about, yes, we also have a reward redeem for that, where you, yes, you, hearing this message right now, not watching the YouTube bot, no, watching on Twitch Live right now, can claim one of the names for some of the characters of the game, either Cloud, Barret, Tifa, or Red 13, for the low amount of $25 donated towards that reward. So if you want to immortalize basically anything that we are allowed to put on screen, and our toss prize applies, you can immortalize yourself during Zeal's run later on today. But of course, we also have the other targets that you can put your money towards, like the Omni Slash, the Aerith Final Fight, the Aqualung Song, and of course the Yuffie and Whiteledge. I mean, I guess we kind of have to, you know, meet the Yuffie and Whiteledge so you can actually name the character, or vice versa. We'll see. Donate money towards it. We need it. Please, please, do support Alzheimer Fountain with your donations.
Perfect. So that's wrapped up DS Yoshi Falls, which is, yeah. One
No
mistakes.
mistakes.
But we'll clap it anyway.
No falling off.
Yeah, no falling off, exactly. Well, that track was one of the shortest tracks in the game, and this is another one.
Shortest one.
This is the shortest, yeah. The one big thing to note on this track, which is Ghost Valley 2, you'll see these blocks that are on the side of the tracks. When you're on time trials, lap 2 and 3, some of these blocks will fall off, allowing you to take slightly tighter lines and saving minimal amount of time, but saving time anyway. On versus mode, which is what we're playing now, they don't fall. They just don't fall unless you hit them, or you hit them with an item, or the CPU's hit them, I suppose. So you'll see we're doing the exact same lines all 3 laps. However, it's still a short track. Still a short track. And also, I mean, it's weird to put like 3 of the shortest tracks in one cup in this game.
Yeah.
Well, 3 short tracks and then a very long one. So it's like, they made the first 3 and was like, no, we need something to balance this out. Which is what we're getting onto. Again, the items can be in the way, especially on this last turn here, because they are fairly tight. And as we're approaching, because it's so short, we actually sometimes are able to overtake these CPUs, which means they can be in the way. But it looks like we're going to be okay, and that is Ghost Valley 2. Let's go. Okay, next up here then is Mario Raceway. I mentioned this was a long track, and it's a rough one, because in this game mode with strategic items, which is what we're doing, and we haven't seen it come up yet, but there can be a chance for a power block. Now, what you'll see Karhuma do here is slow down for mushrooms at the beginning of the track. Fingers crossed, what we're going to do is touch this first box, going like 4th or 5th, get a mushroom, beautiful, and then shroom to save about, a little bit of time there. And then we're going to use these mushrooms to take this shortcut coming up, which saves, it saves time. I'm not sure exactly how much it saves.
Wow, Daisy on.
No, he's still washed. There we go, there's the shortcut coming up, and that's beautifully done. Now, if a power block comes, it will spit the items out from you as you dodge it.
There is still a chance to save the shrooms, though. So.
Oh, if you hop dodge, are you going to go for that?
We'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed there's no power anyway, but it would be cool to see you hop dodge. So what we're referring to when we say hop dodge is when a power comes, you're able to basically press hop or drift at the moment that the power
frame
impacts
perfect.
you. It's frame perfect, it's one frame trick, and this game runs at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys know. I don't know.
0.03 seconds.
There we go. We'll see if a power comes, but it looks like he's doing okay. The lines are good. Oh, that's a really unfortunate red shell. Of course, when we are holding mushrooms, I didn't even mention the red shells because the power remains there.
Yeah.
But when we're holding mushrooms, we can't defend ourselves with a green or a banana, can we? So that's okay. The thing is, as well, actually, around that turn that he was going around when that red shell hit, it's very difficult to dodge anyway.
Yeah.
So that turn online, especially, even if you're holding a green shell or a banana, I'm just forgetting the name of the items in this game. When you're holding those sort of items to protect yourself, that turn is where people will target you online because it will just hit you from the side.
Yeah.
It's much like Mario Kart 8, you know? Just a bit of a vibe.
All right, let's go for the double trick.
Let's see.
Okay.
Can we do it? Oh, beautifully done. And the second one. I think that deserves a round of applause. Well done, Karhuma, as we come to the end. Well done. Next up's an interesting one. This one is one of the only tracks that doesn't use Funky for its time trial. This is N64 Sherbetland, and it does have a janky pole clip you can do. Again, this is a no-glitch run, and it's just luck-based, really, isn't it? Really.
Pretty much.
So this road that we're driving on right now is actually Slippy Road, so it's off-road technically slightly. So there is a vehicle in this game called the Magic Cruiser, and the character with the highest off-road stat, Toadette. So Toadette gets some love in this game on this course with his world record. But you'll see as we're going here, the top speed, you can't actually see it, but the top speed, you're misfeeling it, is slightly lower, apart from in the cave section here. So in the cave section, this is regular road, and switching between the two can sometimes cause issues, and we'll blame that on the issues and not on you still watch. No, but as we're going here, the penguins are also going to be somewhat in the way, potentially, especially now that he's blundered.
Yeah.
But he'll be okay. I believe him.
I do too.
What are the bets that he falls off? Oh, almost. I should stop. I should actually stop.
You're gonna jinx it.
I am. No, perfect. You'll see that we're hopping over. Nice.
I know I hit someone.
We're hopping over a lot of these tracks, and the edge of them can be very finicky. So they're not something I guess as beam corners in this game. And beam corners refers to when you are basically you can't hop onto the edge and then get onto it. So what you need is to be landing on the edge of the track very, very well. So sometimes it can cause you to just fall off when you think you've made it. Goes outside of this penguin, nicely done. The other thing as well, I mean, this is a good place to bring up chain release. This is one of the most chain-reliant time trials in the game. There's a lot of them that you'll see, especially on the long straight going into the cave. As you approach lap 3, you'll be able, if he stays on a good line, let's see if he gets a good line here to show off chain release.
All right,
nice.
here we
Okay,
go.
you'll see 2 or 3 here. Fingers crossed we can get. I think that was a.
That was a drop, I think.
Two drops. Yeah, not beating the washed allegations, is he? Just don't hit this wall again.
Someone's gonna be there.
Ooh, squeezing in between. Good job, buddy. Very, very well done. Yeah, maintained it. That's one of the more, it can be more challenging for people who are new to the game, just because of the changes between the terrain. It's very tricky sometimes, especially when you're first learning the game. Yeah, we'll clap for that. We'll clap for that. When you're first learning the game, that is one of the tracks that can cause a lot of issues. I remember when I was first learning this game back in my youth. When I was first learning this game, that one did cause me issues, especially trying to get the 3 stars.
Slippery road, very slow, so many walls.
Yeah, now this one is an interesting track because they, for some reason, just put off-road in the middle of the track. They decided, you know what, let's make this track have islands. Let's give it some off-road that you have to hop over optimally, and then put these ramps there, which slow you down. When I say slow you down, what I mean is it's better to go over them, but they're called slow ramps. The slow ramps in this game slow you down until you touch ground again. So what you'll see is we're going for low tricks on these pink ramps that are popping up. There's 2 of these ramps on the track that we go for, and what we try and do is we time our, Karhuma is trying to time the trick input for the moment that he presses that. So let's see if he gets a hit. Beautiful, there we go. So you time your trick input for when you touch the ramp, and what happens is you get low air, and you save time because you're essentially touching the ground faster, and the bike isn't decelerating. That's perfect. Is this the first time we've seen the blooper?
I think it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Blooper!
Hey!
So bloopers, like POWs, are very rare in this game mode, so it's awesome to see one. They are, I mean, they're not very good, really, are they?
No.
No, they're
No one likes the blooper.
But you can see around it, so it's still cool to see. Yeah, it's still cool to see. Better than Thundercloud.
That's worse.
Is a Thundercloud actually enabled in this mode?
I'm not sure.
I'm actually not sure.
All right.
We know what we're talking about. We know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
of course.
Congratulations, well done. It can be a very tricky course, so good job for getting through it. Next up is Delfino Square.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's one of the longest, most boring tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more donations.
Yeah, give me a second. Let's go for this long straight at the beginning. Right, this long straight is one of the longest straights in the game. And when people are making tutorials in this game, when people are learning how to kart, especially someone like Astrostar, we're talking about like 8 years ago now. Yeah. Someone like Astrostar was making tutorials and stuff in this game. This is the straight that people would use, which is quite a good bit of lore, I guess. Yeah. That's kind of the only interesting thing, apart from this dock ramp that's coming up. This dock jump, you can do it shroomless. There's also a variation where you can do it shroomless and make it to the other side and chain it with a, let's see if he gets it. Beautifully done, beautifully executed. You can actually chain that with the true mud cut to enable you to do basically one shroom double cut. Very, very cool. It's only been pulled off 2 times in a world record so far, so it's only been done 2 for 3 essentially. So if you want a free world record again, this is the track to do it on. Forget what I said about Rainbow Road. Other than that, we're just going to do the same thing over and over again. So if there is time for more donos or more donations, then absolutely go right ahead.
I am gladly to. And guys, I think I found one of my magic powers because I keep talking about stuff and Alzheimer gets money.
Let's
have to look into that part. Because we got $50 from Bloodstream saying, so there's that. And he puts that toward naming Cloud Sephiroth, which is a bit confusing, but also naming Barrett Daddy, which is also a bit confusing, but we'll let it slide. What we got those names then? And we also got $25 from Shem saying, ha! And putting it towards naming Red 13, Red 40. I don't know if that is a reference to anything, but we'll figure it out. We also got $10 from Kenny Mars 1502 saying, good luck, my friend, don't be nervous, Lamau.
Shoutouts to Kenny Mars. He has a really good time on this track. All right, let's see how this goes.
I wasn't even watching that up to.
Nothing happened.
I'm daydreaming. Beautifully done. Now these boxes that you're just passing, you can actually snipe them to get mushrooms sometimes out of them, but it's just not worth going for. It's very, very technically challenging, and it's almost slower to slow down and snipe the boxes.
That's a good one, bro.
212's not bad actually, than it is to the time it'll save.
Yeah.
What time do you have there? Off the top of your head, do you know?
No idea.
You know?
At all.
2:05.5.
2:05.7.
Nice.
He's still better than me. Okay, so this track coming up is Waluigi Stadium. Now this track is one of the most technically proficient tracks in this game. Let's see if he gets all these tricks perfectly. The first thing notes coming up here is this ramp. Beautifully executed, and then we're going to go for a low trick off here, which you want the side of the wall. Perfectly done. Now, next thing coming up is what's called the turn skip. Let's see if Karhuma goes for it. Very, very technically one of the hardest shroomless tracks to go for in the game. Let's see if he gets into this. Oh, not quite.
Almost.
Not quite. Let's see if he gets a lap 2 and 3. There's still opportunities.
We'll try.
It was a good attempt, though. It was a good attempt. Basically, what you do there is trick off those useful blue zippers once again, and excuse me, we basically get a trick off the first one, and then you do a down trick, and it allows you to preserve momentum and get shoved into the wall again. I say into the wall, into the blue zipper again, and allows you to skip the turn if you're able to align yourself properly. I wasn't
What else?
the best
Just
little
lap
trick,
1.
but yeah, you've still got this. You've still got this.
All right.
Let's see if we can do a lap 2 here. Oh, unlucky.
Didn't get the trick.
No, I didn't get the trick. No, the other thing.
Still got one.
Yeah, you still got one more attempt.
Third time, the charm.
Exactly. Fingers crossed. Everyone's got to cross their fingers.
Yeah.
That's what we're on about. That's what we're on about. I don't know why we're doing it so early, but I'm here for it. The other thing to note is the last ramp on lap 3. Or lap 3. Well, the last ramp, lap 3, the CPUs can be dropping items between the. I almost don't want to speak because he's coming up to this. Do it.
Nah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Still washed. So this ramp, CPUs are able to drop items down, but there was nothing in his way as he was going around that down skip. Beautifully executed, one of the hardest tracks in the game. Let's give him a hand, everybody. Good job. Now coming up is DS Desert Hills. Desert Hills is pretty boring.
Except if we go for shrooms.
Oh, I'm planning to go for shrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, so once again, you'll see Karhuma going for shrooms again. What he's going to do is a strat at the end called. But actually, I won't spoil it. We need to name this strat. You're in charge of this.
I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give it like an awesome, like Derek. This is the Steve strat. So what we'll see is this strat coming up that's still being named. We are going to be trying to get hot off the second mount. The other thing as well, actually, which is to note, this trick, he goes for, that was a nice low at the end. I'll explain that trick next lap. Let's see if he gets this. Beautifully done, beautifully done. Nice, good job. Yeah, so the other big thing to note in this track is the ramp where he got double trick last lap before that shroom use. That double trick, what you do is you trick early on the trickable plane of this track. So as you're coming up, you'll see this trick that he's going for. The first time he hops is very early on the ramp, and that allows you that second trick that he gets off the top of the hill to be. Let's see if he gets this here. Oh, almost to the out. Nice, good job. Yeah, that allows that second trick to be extended, and you basically get more distance and save time. The fire snakes here can be in the way lap 3, but it seems like he's on a good pace. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so what happens with this shroom strat is sometimes you're able to, well, I say you're able to, you're able to get a wheelie and maintain that wheelie speed through that second, hop on the second mount there. It's a bit more risky, well, very much more risky, and only sort of done in time trials. What Karhuma does here is hop usually. Yeah, beautiful, which allows you to do. That's 3 beautifully executed ones. And did we get a name for it?
It's Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe.
The Kobe strat.
The Kobe strat. The Kobe strat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like that.
Coming up here is Bowser's Castle 3. Now, the thing to know about Bowser's Castle 3 mainly is the ramps that you'll see around halfway through the course. These ramps, you're able to low trick them. Much like on Shy Guy Beach with a purple ramp, these ones are different coloured. Why'd they do that? It's a bit confusing, isn't it? Now what you're able to do is low trick these, but because there's no ground direct, you have to actually time your trick a lot more precisely than if you were on Shy Guy Beach, where you can just literally land as soon as you're over the ramp. What he's going to do here, and so we clutch it up. There's one. Oh,
Yeah.
the 5th. Nice. Okay. What you'll see, even when he doesn't fail the second or third tricks there, is he won't go for the 4th trick, and that's simply because the 4th gap or the 4th ramp has a gap after it, which is slightly longer for some reason than all of the others. So what you have to do is time your trick like weirdly differently. I don't know why they did that. Miyamoto's just not really liking us today. He was like, this game's broken enough, let's throw this jank in here as well. Now, the good thing about this course as well is there is actually, if Karhuma wanted to, he could have cycled his mushrooms, cycled the boxes rather, to be able to get what's known as a shroom glitch in this game. This is one of the only tracks that you're able to do that without kind of stopping 4 boxes, because every time you pass an item box, there's basically an internal timer in the game. Unfortunately, with that 4th one there. There's basically an internal time counter in this game, and every time you pass 15 boxes in this game, you'll then get a guaranteed mushroom, even if you're in 1st. And then it'll go 15th, you'll get the mushroom, 16th, you'll get back to a regular box, 17th mushroom, 18th regular box, and then from whatever number that was onwards, you'll get basic guaranteed mushrooms, which allows for a slightly faster time if you're wanting to go for that. However, marathon safe, this is doable, because you do have to potentially slow down or go wide for this box at the edge there. so it's kind of not even worth doing it during speedruns. Yeah. Let's see who gets these here again.
1, 2.
Nice.
Skip the fourth one.
Yeah. Hey, beautiful. All I had to do was be quiet.
Yeah.
Drats. What I did there off that ramp there was called a drift trick. So that's another great thing in this game, is whenever you drift off a ramp, you're able to actually get lower air, and it allows you to land with more accuracy and without having to basically get bounces on landing. It minimizes the chance of bounces and allows you to basically go faster. But that was BC3, and he does the snipe beautifully done. Next up, DK Jungle Parkway.
Yeah.
I really don't like this track.
You don't?
No.
I think we can have some more donations
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
We have Bloodstream coming in with another $25 saying, gonna make Karhuma run another game and make him immortal. Lol. And that goes towards naming Tifa Karhuma.
This track, is worth noting, also has a similar style of road to Sherberland. So you know on Sherberland, there was ice physics basically on the road. This has similar style slippy road. This track is done via time trial with Daisy, which nobody likes, or at least I don't. And beautifully executed turn there. That's basically the one thing on this track.
yeah.
The rest of it is just pure driving, or unless you're what's that thing?
Just the wrong way. What happens the best.
Fair enough, fair enough. Still wash.
The second you acknowledge what I do, then...
Oh, so, okay.
no,
So this track has... so this turn around the last one, it actually allows you, because it's so tight, you can potentially get hit by a red shell from the side, even if you're trailing items. So there is a chance that we could get very unlucky here. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we'll be okay. Yeah, no, we'll be good. Let's see if he makes this strat lap 2. This is what you do. This is a very new strat. I'll be quiet for a second here. He's going for it. Nice, that was beautifully done. Basically what you do, and just don't drift the wrong way. Yeah! Okay, back to not acknowledging him anymore. So what you do when you put in that corner, it's a relatively new strat, and we've discovered in the past couple of years to be faster. It allows you to get airtime off the side. You can go flying if you're you can go flying if it's not done quite correctly and send you on an expedition into the grass. But we'll see if he gets to lap 3 here again. Other than that, it's fairly plainly driven course. There's not too much to say, and I don't know how I've rambled on it for 2 laps. Let's see if he gets to lap 3 here.
Oh.
Hey, beautifully done.
The turn?
The turn. Oh, turn right.
Hey, let's go.
Right.
The other thing, I guess, is the bridge. The bridge at the end can be very tricky coming up here, especially lap 3 as items, CPUs are throwing items back. Let's see if he gets unlucky. It's completely correct.
Let's see if he gets unlucky.
I mean, yeah, CPUs can drop obviously stuff back. They can drop the bananas back. They can drop pips back. Beautifully done. Beautifully executed, and I think that's a round of applause, don't you? Yeah.
Let's give it to him.
Only messed up 1 turn.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, next one is GCN Mario Circuit. Now, the main thing to note, there's a couple of things, I guess. But the main thing to note is that we're going to be slowing down for mushrooms once again. And you'll see why. You'll see why. But what we're going to do once again is go into hopefully 4th, 5th, maybe 6th place in this first set. Get that mushroom. Oh, see if he can get a second chain. Perfect.
That's good.
That allows us to save a bit of time. And we're going for this here. First lap can be a bit tricky, especially with King Boo. Oh, unlucky. Woo. Well recovered. Oh. And there's the other bad character of the game.
Chat isn't too happy with you now.
Yeah.
Also, you have to avoid these.
Yep. So these on time
For some
trials,
reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
On time trials, they don't hit you, but in versus mode, which is the only mode in the game they do actually track you. They do hit you. So you might and avoid that one.
Fast double.
Beautiful. I'll explain what I meant by fast double there on lap 2, but let's see if he gets hit. Well, he won't get hit by a CPU again, will he? Unless it slows down for 20 seconds. Oh, okay, saved it. So what you want there is good QM. So QM again, constant movement.
You don't want bounces.
Yeah, you don't want bounces essentially. You're able to basically get the best that you can. Coming up here, the fast double at the end. If you remember on Desert Hills, we frick off the early part of the plane. Beautifully done double trick there.
Not the fastest, but pretty good.
That's pretty good. Lap 1 was phenomenal though.
Yeah.
So on Desert Hills, we trick off the early part of that trickable plane and basically get an extended second trick. Oh, unlucky.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, on this track, we do the exact same thing, but the trickable plane is way shorter, so it's a bit more tricky in order to get it optimally. Avoid those piranhas. Let's see if he gets a
Good last trick.
good last trick. We believe. Hey, perfect.
all right.
Good job.
Got the double at least.
Coming up here is Mario Circuit 3.
Yeah, one of the hardest tracks in the game.
Yeah, it's very technically difficult.
Super technical.
Yeah.
I haven't even got a real run on this. It's too hard.
It's too hard. It's hard.
Way too hard, yeah.
There's one thing to say, and this might be calling back to something else. It's flat. Let's read some donos, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's read some donations.
We can definitely do that. And I have to be a bit serious with all of you guys because I am very cross that it took y'all so long to name the absolute queen of Final Fantasy Tifa, Karhuma. We have a name now, but honestly, I think the only penance that can be done for this atrocity is that we meet the Aerith Final Fight incentive for the game during this run. We have $450 to go. I know we can do it. We have about 15 to 20 minutes left in this run. So please go ahead, donate towards Alzheimer's Foundation because it is a very great cause. Because Alzheimer's Fund's aim and purpose is to increase fundraising to the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. And that is a very serious issue, just like I am very cross about you being video games. So please go ahead and donate towards Alzheimer's Fund.
He's going for triple MT.
Yeah.
So in Time Trials, this is actually one of the most optimized tracks because, joking aside, it is flat. There's not much to it, which has allowed the Time Trial to be so optimized. The big thing in this game is that people are still playing this every day, and there's still a pretty sizable community around this game, even 17 and a bit years on from the game's release. It's awesome. I still play it daily, and that's because I'm a sad loser. So, thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Coming up now, we have... don't cheer that. Coming up now, we have Future Gardens. You'll see again, we're going to stop for... I say we. No, we're part of this.
Yeah,
we're going to stop 4 items. Going for the exact same strategy in order to cut this turn off here. This is one of the most time-saving... Well, covered. One of the most time-saving boom cuts in the game. It saves like 2.5, 3 seconds if done properly. And we're just going to do it all through that, saving almost 10 seconds. And then the rest of it is just your drive once again. Yeah. This is an interesting track though in Time Trials because it has had a rocky history. And what I want to touch on is something about the Spear Auto time. So this track used to be played with, like way back when, with Spear Auto. What I mean by that is Spear or what's the
Torpedo.
Torpedo. Thank you. Yeah, the Torpedo is the proper name. Torpedo is another vehicle in this game. So currently we're playing Flame Runner, but with the Torpedo, it has a higher top speed but 0 barrel. Very bad handling. Yeah. So to get around that, what you can do is play automatic, which allows you to basically take tighter lines, basically maneuver a bit more in your wheelies as well. But on the downside, you can't get higher drifts and mini turbos like we're doing now. Now, Spear on automatic had the world record for a long time on this track, but there was some controversy with it. Oh no. The controversy was that basically pausing was used around 1 turn in order to get the fastest time possible. Basically manipulate the game into flicking your control stick from one side to the other in order to get like what's known as an auto hop, which allows you to take a tighter line around one of these turns. I'll point it out as we're coming up to it. Around this next turn here. Allows you to get a tighter line and basically save some time. There's basically been a community poll which actually ended yesterday. And it was split pretty much 50-50 with like hundreds of votes as to whether pausing should be allowed or not in Time Trials of this game. It's a very interesting topic, and there's resources online that you can go and check out if you're kind of interested in that. There's still like discussion going on. But that was 205 is amazing. So good job. Yeah, there's resource online. The discussion is still going on even after the polls ended. Because it was split 50-50, I think the decision is being re-voted on, which is quite interesting. I think it's interesting at least.
Yeah.
Do we think it's interesting? Well, he says no, but everyone else thinks it's fine. This is DK Mountain. So DK Mountain is chill. Other than the rude dude that stares you down as you're going through the cannon. Yeah. Oh, he gives me shivers. Looks like you. By which I mean balding is what I mean. So what the main thing coming up here is what's called an insta wheelie. So we'll see if Karhuma goes for an insta wheelie around this turn here. I don't think he does, does he?
Go for the MT.
Goes for the MT, which is more safe. But it's safe. To be fair, insta wheelies don't. Nice, good recovery.
Okay, that was that alignment was really bad.
Yeah, good recovery to be honest. If I go for that alignment, I would just fall. This is not meant to be good at this game. No, so that shortcut that we took there is actually one of the most known kind of streamers cuts in the game. If you're playing online ever, you need to learn that. There used to be an old method of doing it called the 08 scrap, which essentially you go up the wall and then kind of loop back around. But what that kind of loses time because obviously you're going out of the way. The other thing to note, obviously, is this terrain is very, very bumpy. So you lose time if you're in the air in this game. So the optimal way is to just basically stick everywhere. Yeah. When he's in the air, didn't get the spin drift, unlucky. So what I did there, what I said was spin drift. So spin drift is when you hop from one direction to the other as you're in the air before drifting. So you basically hop one way, and then as you're in the air, stick to the other side. Yeah. And it gives you a usually, in most circumstances, gives you a tighter line as you're going out the drift. So it allows for kind of manipulation, and you're going, as he was close to the fence, that's why he went for a spin drift there. Unfortunately, he just didn't get the spin drift out in time. But we'll see if we can get a lap 3 and showcase the Karhuma's DKM here. And I think this deserves a build-up. No pressure.
Oh my. Yeah.
Somebody's breathing.
Unfortunate.
Nice try, Karhuma. Nice try. Okay, Nana Snipe makes up for it. Okay. Showing off they have some skill, I guess. Some skill. Good job.
Little skill.
Now, coming up to the final course of the game. This is RBC, N64 Bowser's Castle, and I know nothing about this course.
You don't?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I did a stream back in January where I streamed not just this game but this track basically solely for about 500 hours over the course of 3 weeks, and I got a world record. That was the goal, and I'll swiftly move on from that because it shows how much of a degenerate that I am. As we're going up to these thwomps here, that's the main thing on this track really, is thwomps and then load straight away.
Yeah.
The thwomps are on cycles, like with the cars, like with the moles and stuff on the meadows. Oh, well recovered. And you'll see that we're squeezing through thwomps here and going for what's called Superman on those stairs. There's a double drift. That's very well driven. Never mind. I should stop talking. You just missed
If there's any more donations.
Yeah, this is the perfect time.
Yeah.
No donations at the moment. We're still looking for those $450 to meet that heirs in the 427. It must be somewhere, not necessarily in this room, but maybe in all of y'all's bedroom or something. Like, maybe check the mattress, check your socks, check your shoes, whatever it is. Because yes, we are here at ESA looking for more donations towards Alzheimer-Fonden. Alzheimer-Fonden organizes projects, camps, and events for youngsters affected in different ways due to parents or other relatives diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Summer camps and stuff like that, which is a pretty admirable cause, definitely here. And yeah, we reached $10,000 donated to Alzheimer-Fonden during this run, and we do want to see more coming in. So 11,000. We have 5 minutes, maybe. Can we do it?
We have 2.
Come on, guys.
2 more minutes.
Money. I love money as much as these guys love mushrooms.
Which type of mushrooms? But though. As we're coming up to this final turn here.
I'm actually not going to go for
He's not going to go for it. Okay, you'll see on lap 3 as he did on lap 1. He goes for what's called the streamer's rail cut at the end, where you basically save roughly half a second by going onto the.
All right, final lap.
Exactly.
Timer ends when I cross the finish line.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like what's important to note is as we're coming to the end of the run here, is the love for this game that's still going on. Almost 2 decades after its release. There are people like me who are degenerates still, who play this game so much that they literally stream it on Twitch, they stream it on YouTube. So if you are interested in this game, finding out more about it, learning how to avoid Thwomp, we will... we're there, we're out there, so absolutely go check it out. Massive shout out to the Task community as well, who's developed this game to a point that's absolutely impeccable. Yeah. Not just recently, but like over the past, this game's life is absolutely incredible.
All right, let's not fail this.
Yeah, we believe.
Yep.
Oh. This guy. I can do that.
All right, 3, 2, 1, stop.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a run.
Good job.
Ending was a little rough, but I mean, we made it through. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, brilliant. This has been Karhuma. Wait, is your name Karhuma?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Karhuma.
Karhuma, Ikpik, and Jacob, Maniac. So go check this out, go check the game out. And thank you so much for having us, ESA. Get your donations in.
We actually got one last one coming in from Bloodstream with $25. Lol, Ashma, you baller. It worked. The name is so long, but we all know you're a Chocobo now. And with that, he named one of the Final Fantasy Chocobos Ashma.
Let's go.
All right. I think that's it.
I think we have some guests at the desk here now, too.
Absolutely do. The man, the myth, the legend himself coming with his
right.
commentators.
There you go. Get some claps. Thank you.
Joining us. Yeah, Karhuma, how was the run from your perspective as the runner?
I mean, I did some preparation, not as much as I would have liked to, but for these conditions, I would say that was a good run.
I mean, it's always the thing. We talked about that yesterday already. Like, as a runner, obviously, you want to show the best that you can during any of these runs. You want to nail all the tricks, and you want to have it be absolutely immaculate. But I personally think, you need a little bit of a rough edge to these runs, because that is where the fun comes in. Where the commentator can absolutely just nail you down.
No, we were having fun that run for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, if you want to go and sleep like a boxing match or something, and you have your whole evening planned out, you want to see these guys go at each other for 10 rounds, and then first round KO, and it's like, yeah, okay.
I mean, it does it shows off that the game does have a skill level, right? It's not just like you just play. It definitely, there is tricks in there that even though they can be easy on a good day, it can be
under pressure. It's a different.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you did a good job considering.
We talked about that actually a little bit before your run, and that was something I was a little bit confused about, where I was teasing you with the items that we all know are Mario Kart, like the blue shells, the bullet bill abilities, the thunder strikes and whatnot. And as far as I'm aware, they were not in the game.
Yes. So that is the most popular category that we just played. It is the fastest as well. People like going fast, so.
Funny how that works in speedruns.
Yeah. No, there is a category for the lightning and blues and stuff like that, but yeah, it's a little bit RNG, and we don't like RNG. We like skill, so.
I mean, it's a good option for an incentive there. Maybe next time check and donate to, make it riskier.
If we like skill, who put this guy in charge? Hold on.
When it comes to Mario Kart, how did you actually come into speedrunning a game like Mario Kart at that point?
Well, it started off just playing it casually when you're a kid, and then you see the world records, people getting crazy times, and then you just want to play it as well. And well, the speedrunning is also an aspect of the game, but it's not as popular as time trialing or competitive, because there is a competitive online scene for Mario Kart Wii. But yeah, it just happens, you want to explore different areas of the game, and then you get into it. Yeah.
Do you also speedrun other characters in Mario Kart Wii specifically, or in the whole Mario Kart
No,
franchise?
the character is always the same, unfortunately, because it is the fastest. Funky Flame is the fastest, so yeah.
There's a running joke in Mario Kart Wii that it's Funky Bike Wii. That's how bad it is. Yeah. That's how bad it is. It's so on a level of fast, it's not even worth.
Okay, what makes them so much better than all the others then?
Is
Just the
speed.
mechanics, really. Yeah.
Yeah, it's speed, and then obviously wheeling for bikes just gives you so much of an advantage. There are a couple of tracks where he's not fastest, because for example, like I mentioned in the run, Sherberland that requires Toadette, which has a higher off-road stat. So stuff like that has kind of. There's that, and then there's also Rainbow Road, which uses a kart just because it's full of boosts. So there's no use for wheelies, pretty much.
So what you're saying is basically there are like specific best characters for certain tracks, but like
Yes, yeah.
overall, Funky
Absolutely.
Kong just like
Yeah.
beats them all because you know you're doing like all of
Best
these tracks like
speed.
back to back.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Nailed on the head. He understands. He'll
is
be
that
up there next year.
Is that actually true for like all the Mario Kart games or just for Mario Kart Wii?
Just for Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is metas in Mario Kart, and as with any game, right? But for Mario Kart Wii, it's Funky Kong.
Okay, so the next time a friend picks, you know, Funky Kong, I'm like, no, that's forbidden, that's forbidden.
Or you make sure you call dibs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Good point.
No, there is actually a glitch on Mario Kart Wii where offline you can actually pick the same character as the people you're playing with, and
okay.
people obviously pick Funky Kong.
Whoops, all
with,
Funky
with your
Kong.
friends. Yeah, it's like so that it avoids arguments. I think avoids arguments.
What is actually like your favorite of the lab of the tracks in the game?
Toad's Factory, 100%.
Why is that?
It's just the best track in the game. It's the most popular. It's picked online. You know, it has the perfect amount of skill, perfect amount of tech. Yeah.
Least favorite then?
If you say
Shy
RBC
Guy Beach.
That
I
one
like
looked
Shy Guy
right,
Beach.
right?
Least picked in online.
Yeah.
What about you two?
I'm not sure actually. As I said before, I'm not a really good player.
He's just a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
You're
chilling.
still allowed to have opinions. Come
I'm
on.
just really casual player.
He
So
watches the scene. He watches the scene.
Fair.
I like Bowser Castle Wii, PC Wii. Yeah.
He just likes to get the blue shell to knock these two out of first place.
Funky Kong player? No, my favorite track is obviously it's got to be RBC. It's got to be the last track in the game, N64 Bowser's Castle. Like I mentioned, I did a too long of a stream back in January. I literally streamed for 3 weeks, sleeping everything on stream in order to get the world record there. And the glitch category in that is just got so much technical driving along with healthy dose of luck. One of these glitches to make, and I had to make the glitch 30 times, I think, in order to actually get the record. One of these glitches takes 6 hours to make, so it's a rough one. It's one of the most technically proficient tricks in the game, and then it's just QM, so it's just pure luck whether you actually hit the glitch or not. You can get everything correctly, and the game will just not pay out 777s. It can be very rough, but it's enjoyable, and that's why I love the track. So, yeah.
Wow. That is definitely dedication to the craft at that.
Yeah, it's too much dedication.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you
Thanks
for
so much.
joining ESA at that point.
Just before you go though, because I did notice there was one more donation here for $50 from Maku saying thank you for the reminder of my childhood game. So, that goes to you. Thank
No
you.
worries. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you next year, bro.
Where can people find you actually?
You can find me on Twitch, Karhuma, also on X, formerly Twitter, MK6DX. You can find funny clips there. And yeah, also on YouTube, Karhuma. Go follow me there.
All right, perfect. You heard it
You
here.
heard him. Let's do it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate
you.
having you.
Thanks
you
so much,
as well.
guys. Thank you.